Alola everyone, my name is jakepeter, and we are just 2 days until the Pokemon Sun and Moon games are released. That is really hype. Today we're going to be talking about the Ultra Beasts and what they are. We have some guesses on what they are, and we have been revealed officially 5 of them. 2 of them sharing the same code of UBO2. So in the first video, I did ask for your help on some topics to talk about in case I ran out. One of the topics that you all really wanted me to talk about were the Ultra Beasts. I didn't know how much we could say about them, but with them revealing a couple extras, I figured it was a great thing to add into our thing here. And we had 3 questions about them, namely. One came in from Nacho's Time, who asks, is Guzma an Ultra Beast? And we'll touch on that for sure. Justo Santos wants us to say the typings that we think that the UB Pokemon are going to be. And Jinx112 asks what the Aether Foundation has to do with the Ultra Beasts. So yeah, we'll touch on all of these as we go through this video. First off, I do want to mention that one of the theories that people had was that the Ultra Beasts are actually kind of like Ash Greninja when it comes to fusing together with them. So, like, how were we supposed to get these Pokemon combined with ourselves? It's going to be an interesting topic, but, you know, we already had to come from a Pokemon to get Ash Greninja. So if we were having something kind of like how Bill was doing in the first Pokemon game, how he turned himself into an Eevee, yeah, that's something that maybe the Aether Foundation is working on. Or there's another theory that I came up with. What if all of these Ultra Beasts are actually from another dimension and they're form in this world needs to come from something, and their forms came from these people that they have seen, and that's why they look like them, because they based their form off of these people, as those were the first things they had seen that they could replicate themselves into, but with still holding back some of their same idea and concept behind them. I'm thinking that the Aether Foundation is actually working on trying to get this other world opened up to the rest of the world, and that's their research project. And I think that research project, it only works for them to bring the Ultra Beasts or open this other dimension during an eclipse of some sort, whether it be a lunar or solar eclipse, and that's where the Sun and Moon comes in. Now, you might say this is a theory that's too far, but really though, when aren't our things just out there? We have had in the past, you know, with all of the Pokemon coming from different areas, Deoxys came on a meteor, and so I think coming from another dimension is something that we can definitely get behind. And if this is right, and I'm calling it right now, oh my gosh, I am a god. Call me Arceus from now on. Call me Arceus. Nintendo did mention at some point, I believe, that the Ultra Beasts are catchable, and if they are indeed catchable, that means there'd have to be multiple variations of them, which would definitely further increase why they are from another dimension and that they have come in. That's definitely another thing that I'm thinking of, because if we can catch multiple versions of these Ultra Beasts, they're Ultra because they came from another dimension, and that's why they're catchable, and why they may or may not have shiny forms attached with them. So let's dive into what we actually think about each individual Ultra Beast. Now we have UBO1, which a lot of people say look like Lily, and I'm thinking that it's going to be a water psychic type. I say this because we have had Jellicent in the past, who was water ghost, so I don't think they're going to make it quite ghost, but being water psychic definitely makes sense, because it's like a mystical being. So UBO2 has its own unique function. Why they're different in Sun and Moon? Maybe they found a different person for UBO2 to be sent out into the world, which is why we get Absorption and Beauty. With Absorption, definitely looks like the Team Skull Enforcer Gladion. A lot of people point that out. They both kind of have that spiky hair and they're showing that same red thing. And if he is not fighting Bug, I would be very surprised, because he's very beefy, and of course he still looks like a bug. And then UBO2, people say they look like Lucamine, the lead researcher at the Aether Foundation. And it's also bug looking, so they would definitely have to be bug type, at the very least bug type. And Beauty, I'm going to give fairy typing. The reason I say fairy typing is because in a lot of folklore, fairies are very beautiful beings of transcendent magic, which is why they're able to look that well. And in the lore that Pokemon is given, it says nobody can look away, and no matter their gender, they fall in love with Beauty. And that sounds very much like a magical thing. I know some of you might think, but she's going to be psychic, Bug. That's your call. This is just pure speculation on my end. Now we have UB03 lighting. It's an interesting way to call it lighting. I don't know why they did that. Not lightning, but whatever. This one looks a lot like the Team School leader, Guzma. You know, you kind of got that same puffy, spiky hair and the lanky body. The only thing I could say is that he's going to be electric. Maybe I could see it being electric dark, but if all the Ultra Beasts have dual typings, then that would be okay with me to feed him that as well, but I don't know past that. And then here's an interesting thing. Nintendo skipped sharing UBO4. This is because they really wanted to show off that there's going to be more than just what they have shown us. And that's, I think, the only reason they skipped out on giving us 4 and straight to 5, was to let us ponder on what else could be in there. But this is UBO5 Glutton, and we have it looking a lot like the Kahuna Hala of Mele Mele Island. The only typing I think this could be primarily is dark, possibly with the steel type. I really liked its folklore, saying that this eats everything in its path, whether it be the earth, rivers, or anything, but it never creates waste, so it just creates all this energy from itself. So I could see it being dark steel is where I'm gonna go with all of this. Darkness, void, and steel trapping of a mouth. That's where we could get that. But I'm hoping I answered all of your questions on today's video. I'm really excited because we're just 2 days away. 2 days away! This countdown series is almost over. We have one more day tomorrow, and tomorrow's video will be kind of a final closing thoughts on our process throughout this entire countdown, as well as everything that Nintendo has given us, and I'm hoping you stay tuned for that. So if you enjoyed our speculation on the Ultra Beasts, please feel free to give us a like. If this is your first time here, subscribe for all the Pokemon content, and until next time, Alola.